mark my words, I think that we're going to see, it's like the great attrition, right? Is going to be like a period of like
Yeah.
huge turnover. And it's not like, unemployment related kind of turnover. This is like employees switching companies at a
Yeah.
very high rate, and
You think
super,
it'll
super frequent.
correlate with the vaccination rate?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think that, earlier that I made a comment that, you know, employees are burnt out. I think that's burnout is a real thing.
Yeah.
And as soon as possible, like as soon
Hmm.
as things get stable, like whatever that means,
Yeah.
they're gonna leave their jobs. And so I think, yeah, I think as the vaccination rates improve, as the economy, shows further signs of strengthening, boom, we're gonna see it.
Yeah.
The great attrition.
So not to go on a tangent, but or to, sidetrack our conversation, but what's the definition of burnout? Like
That's
I guess I have my own definition, but I'm curious how people are thinking about it. Because like at what point do you know that you're burnt out? It's like when people are struggling with mental health issues, whether it's, anxiety or depression or whatever, when they're going through it, they don't really, if it's something they've never experienced before, they don't know they're experiencing it until after they've made it out and they're looking back, and then they can say like, "Oh wow, like I was dealing with something that I've never dealt with in my life, and that was weird. That wasn't normal." So how does somebody know if they're burnt out?
I think when I feel that burnout is like a form of depression, right? It
Interesting.
is this feeling of disengagement.
I was gonna say,
It's a feeling of like hopelessness, in the sense like, fuck, this is never gonna, excuse my language, this is never gonna change. Like, this
yeah,
is just how it's gonna be, and this
yeah,
really sucks. And I'm over it. I'm fucking over it.
yeah. I was thinking of burnout more in a sense of when employees become apathetic.
Ah,
Yeah,
interesting. Tell me
I
more.
don't know. Well, I don't know. I was just thinking, like, if an employee's burnt out, I mean, it's similar. It's similar to what you just said. They've reached a point where they're like, "I'm tired of this. Like,
Yeah,
what's the point?"
yeah,
Um, and I don't care anymore.
yeah,
And I feel
yeah.
like that's
I
that's
think
sort
we're
of how
aligned.
I. Yeah, yeah. Just slightly different. I was just curious how you think about it, because when I think about burnout, I mean, you hear that term all the time. Um, but I don't know if anybody really ever gives like a clear definition of what that means. So I was just
Right,
curious what you think.
and we've
But
had a couple of guests that have said, like, you look at engagement scores, like,
yeah,
are your employees engaged, and in what
yeah,
ways are they engaged? I think that one of the factors that we look at in terms of burnout, like warning signs that your workforce is experiencing burnout, is, do they feel that they have development and growth opportunities at the company? Do they feel that they are getting the resources they need to progress in their career? Do they
hmm,
feel as though they are receiving active feedback from their managers, right?
yeah,
Because if when those things aren't happening, and in a normal kind of economy, or a normal kind of period, those are secondary things,
yeah,
right? Like, oh, I wish I had a clearer picture of what my career path was going to look like. But I think after the last year, their anxieties are heightened.
yeah.
People are frustrated, not only with their work situation, but again, this element of pandemic fatigue, and I think all of that contributes. But when you start to see those scores drop, I think that's when those are some warning signs.